Hey everybody, it's Todd from Wayfinder Realty, your host for Sold on Flavor. This week we're going to do smothered pork chops and a bacon onion gravy. So it's going to be really good. We're going to cook down the bacon. We're going to caramelize the onions, make a thick gravy with that, some mashed potatoes, and we'll do some green beans on the side. So without further ado, let's get into it. So you can absolutely buy your own pork chops cut up. What I did was I bought a center cut pork loin. I'm just cutting it down. It's a great way to save some money, and then you get several meals out of this as well, because I'm not going to use all this. I'm probably going to make 3 meals out of this piece. So what you want to do, there are 2 ends to the pork loin. This end, there's a vein right here in the middle. That's the tail. And then this end is smooth here, and that's what you'll typically find cut up in the store. I don't know why this was nicked like that. I didn't do that. All right. So I'm going to cut some chops here. Now, with this recipe, you can certainly use bone-in pork chops if you want. So that's all I need for the dish. I got 4 chops here. And then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut up more chops. And then the end piece I always like to use for either a roast or you can do pulled barbecue, right? So all you do here is you just cut up how big you want the roast to be. Give it a slice, and then I put it in a freezer bag and throw it in the freezer until I need it. Okay, got a pound of bacon here. Going to cut this up. I like to slice. You can dice it if you want. Normally, if I have the time, and I didn't today, I'd like to put it in the freezer for about 15 minutes or so it firms it up a little bit. That way the bacon's not sliding around on your cutting board. Just a hack, nothing more. Now, I probably have a little bit more bacon than I need, but what I'm going to do, obviously, bacon bits will not go bad in our house. So I'm going to put them aside. I'll see what I need for the gravy. So we're going to cook up our bacon first. Once the bacon's done, I'm going to pull it out, save a little bit of the bacon grease, and then I'm going to use that to caramelize my onions for my gravy. And right now we're going to season our pork. Okay, we're going to start with pepper, salt, onion powder, thyme. I'm going to use some fresh thyme in the gravy as well, so I figure I'll season the pork. Paprika, smoked paprika, and last but not least, a little bit of garlic. Okay, once I got my flour seasoned, give it a little shake. All right, then I'm going to put my chops in. Now, part of the reason that we use flour is it's going to be an agent to help thicken the sauce, the gravy, right? And we'll put a little extra in later, but this has all that flavor in it. This is not a hard dish, but, usually none of us don't have a lot of time, right? So we're going to slice our onion. I got 2 onions here that we're going to use to caramelize. So let me get these sliced up real quick. Bacon's just about done. Like I said, I'm going to then take the bacon out, leave the grease in, and caramelize the onions in it. Now, the onions, you don't want to rush it or you're going to burn the onions. That's not what you want. What you're trying to do is pull the sugar outside the onion So a little, turn the temperature down and just give it some time to pull that sugar out. So I left some of my bacon grease in there. Now I'm going to put my onions in. And I have turned the temperature down. Now I do have a bunch of fond at the bottom, so this isn't part of the recipe, but I do like to break that up. You can use a little bit of water. I'm going to use a splash of white wine. And what that wine is going to do, it's going to see, I don't know if you can see that, I think so in the camera, it's going to pull the fond right up off the bottom. And that's from all the sugar that's in the bacon. But if you leave it there, you could run into an opportunity where you're going to have a burnt smell. It's not going to be from your onions, it's going to be from what's stuck on the bottom of your pan. So use a little bit of white wine, or if you want to use water or chicken stock, whatever you want to use is fine. But use something to break up that fond. Well, my onions are caramelized, and I'm now going to cook my pork chops. I'm not going to finish them off, but I'm going to sear them. So I have my stainless steel pan here. I'm preheating it. Then once it's hot enough, I'll put a little oil in. We'll sear the pork chops and put those aside. Now I'm going to take my seasoned chops, put them down. All right, let me check the other side of my pork chops. I think these are good. Yeah, these are fine. So you want to, again, just like the bacon, you want to take these, set them aside. Now these are not done. They're going to cook off in the gravy. Let's check my onions here. Oh, they're looking great. Sugars are coming out nice. This is looking really good. So just another minute or so. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is throw in some garlic. These are coming along so well. Well, let me give them a little bit more. Checking on my onions, they look really good. Now I can add the garlic. Now you want to be careful because the same thing that happened with the bacon can happen with onions. If you let them sit too long, what's going to happen, that sugar is going to come out. It's going to burn to the bottom of the pan, which you don't want to happen. So those look so good. I made some garlic here. It's fresh garlic. I'm going to use it in my green beans too. So I'm going to split it here. Stir that in. And again, the garlic will cook up really fast. You don't want to overcook your garlic. So let that sit just a minute. Then I'm going to pull that aside. You're going to have lots of dishes around you. That's good for my onions and garlic. Aside for a second. And what I want to do, I want to pull this out. Let's see. Perfect. You want to lower the heat and put some butter in there. Let that melt down. Then we're going to put in our flour and start our roux. Flour in here. A couple tablespoons, not a lot. And you just want to mix that around. Let that cook a little bit. Get that flour taste out. Once that has cooked down for a couple minutes, then you're going to start to add your chicken stock. Now, I've made chicken stock before, and so I pulled mine out of the freezer. I don't think it's completely thawed out. That's why I took two out. You only need about 2.5 cups of stock. You want to layer it in. This does it. Just keep stirring. Certainly in the beginning, it thickens up real fast. As you're building your gravy, you can start to add your Worcestershire. A couple shakes. Some Dijon mustard. Stir this in. I'm going to add some fresh thyme in here as well. Start to add in your fresh thyme. And we'll put some pepper in. So my onions and garlic are in it. I'm going to put some of my bacon in. I'm going to see if some of it for to garnish with as well. Put that in. Mix it up. Now I'm going to add my heavy cream, about a half cup, which is half a container here. Again, you want to mix that in. And that's it. That is my bacon onion gravy. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to take my pork chops, submerge them in here. I'm just going to let these simmer in here for another 15 minutes or so, giving me time to get my potatoes and green beans going. We're in the home stretch, so we want to blanch our green beans. So what we need is we have boiling water. So in our boiling water, we're going to add our green beans. We're going to cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes. Then we're going to shock it in an ice bath. Okay, I have my green beans in salted water here. They're going to cook down for about 3 to 4 minutes. And I'm going to shock them in an ice bath. Pan preheated. A little bit of olive oil. A little bit of butter. And I'm going to put in my garlic. Cook that down real fast. Well, it cooks fast. Got my green beans in. Put some lemon juice in. And the zest of a lemon. All right, those look great. Those are good. Hey everybody, it's Tom with Wayfinder Real, your host for Salt on the Flavor. This week, smothered pork chops and a bacon and onion gravy with mashed potatoes and lemon garlic green beans. So let's give this a try. Absolutely delicious. A meal to be shared with a friend in your new home. If I can be of assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.